Yes. What do you then say? Are we ready to begin?
Well, to start it off, what did we need? Just the blood of a kin?
Blood of the kin, the rest is supplied.
And then, when do we need the biggest challenge? Victor.
Oh, that is for the last sacrifice. That would be on the 222nd dusk, is when we need the blood of the victor.
So I feel we have some time to wait for that.
Yes.
Because if we get them too early, we'd receive a few more sieges than necessary.
Well, we have the Baron scouring the town, or all of his contacts. Hopefully he will be successful.
So hope. So very well. We shall begin that ritual. Well, appears at midnight.
Zacharias nods. Very well. I shall have the Flayer bring the sacrifice to us, and we shall take him to the sanctuary.
He shall watch the start of his god being brought back.
Zacharias smiles. Yes, it would be glorious, no doubt. He looks over to Marcus. Marcus, how combat-worthy are your minions, should it come to it?
I have taught them the basics of fighting as a knight. I suppose if they were to fight sort of weaker foes, then they could prevail, but against stronger enemies, I think sallying forth ourselves would be necessary.
Very well. Zacharias looks around. Yes, I will need to acquire some, well, bodies and skeletons for my initial castings of my rituals. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I will send out some of my minions to do that task as soon as I am able to do so, and trust them to handle it. Expect the skeleton, the human skeletons to be operational within a week. The Minotaur skeleton I will attend to directly after this meeting has concluded.
Where shall he be stationed, do you feel?
Seems to consider well. Where is most likely intruders to appear? It seems to be the lower floor, correct?
I would say the bottom floor, straight through the entrance.
Yes.
I mean, I doubt someone will climb to the very top to go, and they'll do what we did and start from the bottom and work their way up.
That seems the most likely. Even if they go to the third floor first, they will find mostly empty rooms. We have this room, of course, but we locked the door. Not easily accessible. We have the ritual chamber, or the temple, which should be quite the experience for anyone coming in here. I doubt they will find a treasury, and the way up to the sanctuary is guarded by Hexor and Vexor.
There is the one final thing. As they enter the third floor, they may experience a minor pit problem.
Oh yes.
Which I'm sure my acolytes would have a nice day dealing with the intruder.
I can hardly wait.
You may borrow those corpses once we're done.
Oh yes, any corpses from, well, any of the battles, if should perhaps be. Where's the hand? Well, maybe save them for later.
For experimentation.
Yes.
For lunch? No.
Not quite, Marcus.
That's a joke.
So, we have the golem, we have the ritual, we have some undead. Is there any other pressing issues we need to have sorted?
No, if Kyron can provide us with some kobold scouts around the immediate area, so we know when someone is approaching, that would be most delightful, I think. Also, we should perhaps look into gathering more of these kobolds to us, in some regard.
It would be optimal for gaining some cheap labour.
Yes.
Kobolds don't normally ask for much, especially when you threaten them.
We can bring them food. That should be enough for most. And, well, the awesome power of Chiron the dragon should impress them.
Zacharias, do you know of Timian and Grumblejack?
Garrett shakes his head. I have heard nothing.
Disappointing. I was hoping we'd have an ogre around to help this place. Would have been quite good for the lifting. Nonetheless, we shall manage.
Yes.
So any more business before we end this meeting? Osiris looks around the table.
No?
Very well. The first session of the Whispering Lords Council is closed.
Zacharias gathers his papers and shoves them under his arm, gets to his feet, nods to the rest, and makes his way out.
Iron also stands up and heads out of the door.
I think at the ending of these meetings is where we'll decide what each of your organizations will be doing for the next week. Then at the beginning of next meeting, we'll roll and see how that went.
Okay.
I believe you know how many actions you have.
Maybe we should discuss just the actions before we...
I mean, you decide if you want a chairman. I'm keeping out of these meetings. It's completely up to you how you want to organize it.
Malachite is just an advisor.
Yes.
You can do it as you want.
Yes,
But
Zacharias
maybe finding a format would be good because you're going to have quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Malachite is kind of Asmodeus talking to us.
Oh yeah.
Like, hello guys!
I have quite a few of them. I like organizations.
I like to organize things. It's
Order and no chaos.
a hobby of mine.
Before we depart, what will everyone's, well, organisation, I guess would be the best word, be doing for this next... for the time being?
Cass's organization has already gotten a task to gather information in the town.
Simple enough. Chiron?
I will send my minions to scout the immediate area, find out more about the kobold tribes that refuse to submit, and see what else there's around here. We haven't really explored the forest at all.
Marcus?
I suppose I could send my men out to hunt for some beasts and monsters in the forest to assist with the guarding of our sort of sanctuary here.
Devilishly excellent. Very well. Zacharias?
I will send my minions out to do some acquiring of corpses for me. Grave
By
robbing,
which-
I think.
The grave robbing method, not the...
Won't be
Killing
long
game.
before. Not be long before all the citizens come with their torches.
Oh, no one misses the dead. If you just dig it up nicely enough, no one even noticed that old Auntie Gloria or whatever, he waves a hand, is missing from the grave. It's much more quiet than actually killing people. Although killing certainly serves a purpose.
Yeah, but not 7 is already doing that job.
Well, they are, but there can be more things to kill. Zacharias smiles.
For myself, I thought I could get my men to do quite a lot before you all finish your tasks. I feel possibly setting up some traps around the base might be an idea. Would you guys agree?
Seems good to me.
As long as everyone inside is informed on how to avoid them.
That shall be quite easy to do. The new question is, what kind of trap would you like to place? Any idea in particular what any of you would want?
Whatever works.
I'm possibly thinking more pits.
And do we have the facilities to have more pits? The digging from floor to floor seems to be the extensive digging quite. I mean,
Manica?
It would be very hard to dig in sort of the normal buildings here. Perhaps in the caves. There were a cave here. Look at the cave map.
Yes.
Here, especially, where there was sort of soft ground, where maybe you could dig in it. But if not, it's pretty much just, pretty solid rock.
Very well, in that case.
Pits are very hard to make.
Well, if pits become an issue, what else could we use?
Well, the kobolds seem to be quite adept, in air quotes, at making simple traps.
Simple traps? Possibly, yes.
they
So
caught
the-
Chiron at least.
I might borrow...
you.
They didn't
I might
catch me,
borrow-
they merely annoyed me.
Though I don't know if we want to spread bear traps around our base. Maybe around the outside.
I think bear traps are a good idea if we modify them not to be able to be opened.
Well, I believe they do that for us. The kobolds.
Yeah. That was what I was thinking.
But I feel the bottom floor needs a bit more defense. There's very little on it to stop people coming in.
Yeah, I agree. We have installed doors. We should have. Yes. Yes, we have.
So the good question is, what do we put? Can't put something too complicated down there. We don't need people to be able to get in. But
A trap triggered by stepping on certain places in the corridor should be easy enough for minions to avoid if we just tell them where they are.
maybe some simple crossbow traps, you feel?
We have the slits. If we can arrange some crossbows to aim out of them.
I guess some automated crossbows for when someone hits a little pressured pad, maybe.
Yes.
But my minions work out the logistics for that bit. Other than that, is there anything specific you wish my people to do? Abductions, information gathering? 'Cause I'm sure I could get them to get one more thing done before.
Oh, Zacharias seems to think, well, we could...
Guard duty can always be done if there's nothing else.
We could look into any extra means of acquiring funds. We are right now at a quite healthy level in the treasury, but more funds are always useful. Perhaps looking into establish some sort of business enterprise in the city would be a good idea.
I will see if they can rustle up some funds then through legitimate means. Malachi, have you got all the actions we want to do?
Summarize them for me. Hell Knight's what
Okay.
we're doing.
So,
Oh,
fake.
the hunt beasts action.
Alright. And the Void Senate.
Grave robbing.
And the Order of the Phoenix.
With my first action, trap building.
Yeah.
My second action, legitimate enterprise.
Yes. And the Shadow Web.
Gather information in town.
Alright, which three questions will you attempt to answer? What information are you seeking?
Most of all, we want them to look out for the 7 knots. But
You have to sort of have some tangible questions that can have an answer. Or you can, of course, go for rumors, if that's what you're searching for.
Let's go for rumors.
Alright. Gather rumors. The Dragon's Claw.
Well, I figured I would have them do some scouting around the forest, which I guess would fall under gather information.
What are they scouting for?
Well, a number of kobold tribes still left, and how they feel, and well, not how they feel. That seems silly. Where they are mostly, and what other dangers the forest might have. If there's anything else we can use for our purposes.
You want to gather information in the sort of local area.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe there's a nice hill or something that would be
And
excellent
you
for
want to
scout
know about
posts.
kobolds.
Yeah, mostly.
The topic of
And,
the day.
and then, of course, there are the boggards. Currently, they're at not a big force, so they currently can do one action for you. And you can sort of summarize and think what might boggards be good at doing.
I'm possibly thinking just getting them to guard. Just keep a watch, make sure no one comes in, or if anyone does come in, they're dead. Unless any of you need some live peasants, possibly.
Hmm. We could send them out to do some robbing, I mean, of trades and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Yeah. Some criminal enterprise they could do, that's violent action.
Would that be something they could do?
Perhaps.
Waylaid some trade.
Yes, waylay traders, adventurers, get gold.
There's. You could certainly send them and try to do something at the moment. The amount of boggards that will go do something is 8 out of your number, which means that it sort of is 66% of the tribe that will do this action, while the rest 4 are non-combatants and Sikomo, who will of course stay with his consorts.
Of course.
So if you guard, those 8 will stand there and guard that place, and if you send them to do something else, they will go do something else.
It will be, yeah, probably either guard or get some money, I guess.
So, I guess put it to a vote, since it's going to matter to all of us.
If you send them to do, tell them to go get some money and do it in criminal enterprise, they will likely just go sort of attack some hunting shed or something and rob it, killing whoever's inside, basically make a raid. That's how
That
boggards
seems good enough.
Very well. Criminal enterprise, I vote.
Wait, what are the options?
Well, they can
We get
basically
to-
do any violent action.
Oh, okay.
Do we want them to guard? Do we want them to go to gain us some funds through criminal means?
Assassinate someone, abduct peasants.
Yeah, no, I see now.
You would think that it's probably easier for them to do things that are not in the actual city. Assassinating the mayor might be very hard for them.
Go, boggards!
Who let these peasants into our
Of
chamber?
course, they might always succeed. I mean, you never know.
I like this guy. Barman 3, he's shady.
I like him. I vote
Yeah.
Barman 3
Yeah.
and criminal enterprise.
Looks like a guitarist.
I can go with criminal enterprise.
What do you think?
So it will be barman free.
Yes.
Okay.
Barman 3
I vote.
and we'll be gaining funds through criminal means.
Criminal enterprise. All right. Yes.
Yeah.
That is then what your organization will be doing.
Very well. Anything else important before we this time properly dismiss? You need to give us a base for the first time we do this.
Sheep, you need to find a name for him.
Name. I can probably do that. Unless he has a name already.
He's just called barman.
No, you can get a name for him if you want. That's fine. I work with that.
I don't have ownership.
Oh, sorry. I'll give you.
But Malachi,
Huh?
our meeting is basically going to be in order like this. So news
There
from
we
the
go.
previous week, important events for the coming week, and then what we're actually going to do the next week.
First in that, you should make evaluation of previous week, which is going to be the actual what happened with the minions and such. But sure, I mean you keep track of that. That's really on you guys to do. All right, yeah, you can go each to your own. If there's anything you want to do, then do so.
Zacharias will once again gather his papers, look at the others, nod, and then walk to the door. I will be down in the caves performing my magic.
So that, in other words.
Sure.
Perfect name.
The rest of you are also dismissed. I shall be going down to see how my people are doing.
Okay. See you later then. Barclay McFinnigan.
Yes.
Right.
That's a
What am I
very,
doing? I don't need to use the stairs. I can use the teleport ring.
See if I can move her. Here we go. If I end in someone's room, doesn't mean she's there.
For any minions that are left in the Void Senate, Zacharias will bring them down into the summoning chamber in the caverns.
Sure.
For a practical demonstration.
What does he have down there for them?
Down there, he has the corpse of the Minotaur that was in the food stores. And he will lecture on the nature of corpse and the nature of the necromantic arts, and how you can use them to bend dead things to your will, as he will, detailed go through the drawing of the magical circles necessary, instructing them on the necessary precautions you need to take, knowing that you are powerful enough to control the creature, the warding circles, the special ingredients is needed, why obsidian is considered the optimal form of reagent when doing these kinds of things, and basically lecturing them on the sort of powers and prowess of the creature.
Sure. I hope you're all, or some of you at least, are keeping track of the treasury, right?
Yes.
Jonas, your treasurer.
Yep. I can keep the treasury.
Because I don't have an idea of what the treasury is like, so your treasurer.
Yep.
That's your one and only duty.
No problem.
It's gonna be gone in a week.
Look at this magnificent golden throne I have constructed.
I must speak to you, Zacharias. Where did you gain that?
Oh, well,
Found it.
Zacharias? Alright. All the treasure is gone. Sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess for organisation up into basically 3 bits. A very small bit will say, do the routine labour around the building. And then the main section, then the main 2 bits, which will be the section that I will be personally with, designing traps for the lower level, to decide which one we want to install. And then the other group, which will be sent off to gain their funds for their legitimate means.
Right.
Each group,
What sort of
each group
business
having.
will you do?
What kind of business will they do?
Will they work or sell something, or what sort of?
I feel at this current moment, they will go ahead and, buy, sell, buy something cheap, sell it to a slightly more expensive.
So trading.
Maybe just generally build up money through trade.
Right.
all my people here will be in a combination of my main hall and the reliquary, doing blueprints with me.
Is that the captured hunter? Is that the guy we're gonna sacrifice?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
What's the rest of you doing?
I'm not a moment, I'm just looking at the captured hunter. What do you want? Yeah, he got such a big nose.
Yes.
Where is
he's
he?
He is a bit deformed.
Just a bit. A bit.
But a bit too much demon blood.
Well, what does he want? Why is he standing next to
We have an issue.
He's just standing there looking at the guy, probably thinking about how he could bend his fingers the wrong way or something like that.
Okay,
Attention, we have a doppelganger in the base.
Kill the doppelganger.
Takes the better spot for looking. He grins.
Oh, he's so creepy.
I like him.
I don't.
By the way, in case you're wondering why we have 2 Marcuses, one of them is set so that I don't have to, like, change his layout to put him on the throne when I want to. And I'm just gonna keep him there. The other one is, like, on the grid.
Well,
What?
That's...
You're gonna have a stuffed Marcus on the throne?
No, just so I don't have to change the layout of the token every time I want to put him on the throne.
But how do we then know where Marcus
Which
is at
one's
this very moment?
Well, I'm just gonna, like, move this one, like, back here. And then
That's-
the actual Marcus is, like, they're named differently.
Well, that's not really great.
That's Marcus Throne.
Also, I want a stuffed Marcus for Christmas. Really great.
Does anyone have craft sewing?
See, because, like, when I just take my normal token, it's, like, all lopsided, and I gotta, like, change the layout of my token. But with this one, I just, like, put him on.
Just sit at the dictator's table. Work a lot better.
Couldn't you just not snap to grid?
That's true.
Wouldn't that be way easier than
I mean,
Yeah,
while we're
I-
here, you don't
I don't
really
know
need to
why
snap
I
to
didn't think of that.
Why didn't you think of that?
I just said I don't know why I didn't think of
Sure,
that.
on top of that, and it's
So
no
yes.
problem at all.
So either what will Marcus be doing or what will Cash be doing?
I don't know. Training his men some more, probably. Wait, no, they're out doing stuff.
Well, not
Cash
all of-
wants a
Yeah.
servant.
Yeah, I'll train the ones that are still around a little bit.
Cash still wants a servant.
Basically, you're just relaxing, Cassius.
Cash is relaxing. Yes. But he needs a servant to wash her. How
you
am
get
I
one of
gonna get washed?
You get one of your minions to come in, basically, and be a servant.
Halthus will offer his services if asked.
Well, he's not allowed.
No, he would want to do it sort of with the steel wool or something like that.
Yeah, I bet he would, but he's not allowed.
And so, how
Why does he have to be in so close to my place?
Sandpaper towels.
He creeps
He's
out
like-
at night and smells Cassius's hair. She's sleeping.
Oh, no, Dogberg is sleeping at her bed.
Alright, yes.
What I
would love to
do to
If you look out at night, you can see under the door an eye,
Yeah.
but then it
And-
closes as soon
And,
as.
and heavy breathing.
Okay.
That's not Halthus though. That's just
That's
someone else.
that's Dark.
Dogberg is always looking at the door.
I assume Karen will just be getting drunk in the tavern.
Well, not exactly. He's instructing the new barkeeper on what he wants to see, what he likes to eat, and what stuff he can give anyone who
So
doesn't
being
really matter.
Food inspector.
Yeah, food inspector. Food inspector Kyron. He's also getting drunk while doing so, but yeah.
So we've got
Lucky. Of
So we've
course,
got
and-
food inspector, luxury, training, like sketching of schematics, and necromancy.
You will listen to Chiron, of course, seeing that Chiron is quite the sort of intimidating figure. He seems indeed to be a man best sort of controlled with the promise of reward and fear.
Oh, that's certainly something Kyron can do. And will do.
And he seems to be the kind of guy who also, I mean, he was really thrown out originally from his tavern because he did dog fighting.
He's gonna stay far away from Dogbuck.
You know, and sort of cockfights and have animals kill each other for fun. And then he became a smuggler, and now the Barons have got him here.
He's not gonna be allowed near Dogbuck.
He wants to be kind of liking gambling and such. He might, if Chiron sort of would probably allow it, set up some card and dice games at the tables over here, sort of maybe some nights for the men to
Chiron would-
relax for a bit.
Chiron would not have anything against that. But Chiron will also ask the barkeeper that in case he hears anything that might be worth of interest, like rumors from the people eating in here, anything that might concern
something's
him.
going on.
Yeah.
Well, you know, with a sparkle in his eye, he will of course promise that anything will be brought up immediately.
Excellent.
Clearly knowing that perhaps if he makes himself of use, there might be a reward out there for him.
Later, Kevin hears that someone called him smelly.
Oh, that might turn out interesting.
They were butchered and hanged in 7 pieces over the door,
8 at least.
eaten by kobolds as their reward. Yeah. Well, sure. That's what you do today, yes, and you get it done. Like you now have the skeletal mentor.
What is that doing there?
It's guarding the
Guarding.
entrance.
All the creepy stuff have to be near my rooms.
Well, you're pretty creepy yourself.
I'm not creepy.
You're weird.
manacle.
You're pretty
weird.
creepy.
Yeah, you're weird drow snake lady who like has a flayed elf in her lab and brains in jars.
But you got creepy stuff that's even more creepy. They're broadened. This is at least fresh.
All right.
A smelly minotaur skeleton.
It's not, it's bloody.
Right, so it's still sort of dripping a little,
Yeah, like it had
Grease.
like it has.
oozing.
Yeah. It's not really. It's not leaving a trail of blood after it. The blood sort of when it drops off sort of disappears when it hits the ground. But yeah, it is dripping with blood.
That's gross.
Zacharias looks quite pleased. Yes, that's a point to scare off any intruders.
It's not allowed in my room.
I don't think it has anything to do in your rooms, Lady Cash.
I hope not.
Unless you're harboring intruders, but then we have other problems, I fear.
If I'm harboring intruders, there's a good reason.
No doubt. It is not the most fearsome fighter, but it is formidable enough, and should pose a serious threat to any, well, do-gooders or well-wishers or some other riffraff that tries to enter this place.
Besides, if I had an intruder in my room, I have handcuffs.